here. SP. I've definitely seen his videos before. SPTV. Scientology, I'm thinking. But he's ex-Scientology, I believe. And then Brian, listen to the end of this.
I
Yes.
transforming people's lives by having them do this for them. Our programs our courses, seminars, whatever you call them.
This guy
And
keeps
there's no
relating things
greater
that
purpose.
they
Does
do in
Landmark push any kind of a
Scientology
belief in a higher power or a supreme being or anything like this?
to the forum, and they can't make a connection. The closest one was that in Scientology people, and I thought people lived inside, but maybe not. They take those buses. I got it. Um, that people have like not full-time jobs. The Scientology guy said they had part-time jobs while they do Scientology assisting. I don't know. I had a full-time job most of the time there.
Do they
I remember my first day of assisting, I got a call for a job.
tend not believe in a higher power or a supreme being?
Yeah, they do not. That you could the
Really?
landmark is very diverse. You can sit there in a course, you can be sitting next to a Muslim woman on this side, a Jewish woman on that side. You there it's very diverse, all
Oh,
backgrounds.
so when you said they do not, I thought you meant they do not believe in a supreme being.
They do not. There is no supreme being.
But do they
It's not about beliefs. It's believing you have the beliefs. It's feeling you have the feelings. It's thinking you have the thoughts.
People believe in whatever they believe.
Well, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. It's one thing to say they don't talk about a supreme being, but do they believe there isn't one? Is that part of the
No, there's no conversation about supreme beings.
okay? So whereas Scientology pretends that you can be a Scientologist and a Christian and a Muslim, for Landmark, it's actually true.
In landmark, you're the supreme being.
But that's true for Scientology as well.
Yeah, but I mean, no, nobody uses the word supreme being. It's more like, but landmark, and there's landmark is more like you are the author of your life. You are, I think people might say something like you're God in your own universe. I think that was more of an SD kind of sentiment. I think they kind of killed that out to be a
I
professional
know that.
seminar producing organization. But there's no supreme, there's no you can get to a level of enlightenment maybe in through participating, but they don't talk about it in a spiritual or kind of like bigger context.
Was there ever a cultural thing where the higher level Landmark staff members just where it was almost like culturally
He was talking about how Rick Ross says that, well, it's not at all a cult, the company, as you get up into the higher levels, that it might be culty, and this is just so ridiculously far off. Um, and yeah, people keep saying things like abuse or manipulation or yeah, I just keep asking for it and nothing. I mean, yeah, you have a company with sexual assault and then they redo their policies to make it so that, there's less of that. It's all online now, so it's none of that. And what do you call it? And then Eric getting punched in the shoulder, which, I'm not making any excuses for, is corporate culture across America, I'm sure across the world. So, maybe by Eric letting us know about that is that would not happen as much, or people would be aware that some people aren't into that. But yeah, I would just say if that were to ever happen anywhere, you just say, bro, I don't play that game. How about I punch you if you don't hit your measures, and I'll play a different game. But I don't want to play that game though. And
they looked down their nose at people who believed in a supreme being or organized religion.
Mm, I was never left with that. No.
Interesting.
but yeah, there's no I don't, other than the punching of the arm and the sexual abuse that Anna's talking about, that they like changed policy since. Um, it's I don't see. I hear just a lot of words, people saying that there's manipulation, but then I ask for an account of a he said, she said, and nobody responds, or I don't see that they say, oh, we'll talk about that. We'll get into that. It's all opinions, the sea of opinions, fact and fiction, true, false. Um, it's all just opinionated because it's you know, you go to find people that still eat older people like cannibals, and you tell them that they're wrong. Like, what are they gonna look at you like you're nuts? So we don't want to get caught in the sea of opinions. You can hang out in the sea of opinions. It's just nothing ever gets done in the sea of opinions. So it's kind of a waste of your time, and you can kind of get a lot more stuff done without miring in the sea of opinions. Um, and then yeah, there's no beliefs. You have the beliefs. We already went over that.
That's very interesting. I think it's important. I mean, I think that's meaningful that you were never left with that, because there's so many things in Scientology that are cultural. Like, no one ever sits you down and says you're like there's not like a specific.
Oh yeah, people are like having, I had to do this. We were forced. They're going to be exposed. It's like, okay, I feel like these same exact tropes have been the exact same for the past 50 years, where people are like launching attacks, but there's no actual basis to the attack. It's just words, manipulation, but there's like no actual manipulation happening there. They literally are going over that people manipulate and people dominate, that they're making you aware of that. So the people that are anyway going over that with you aren't gonna be doing that to you. And you say, oh, well, it's just at the higher levels of the organization. No, it's just more intense than you've ever experienced it at that. But to even refer to it as intense is a story. It's kind of made up. It's just like we made up the word intense, like there was no intense before intense. Like um so to assign intense to something is literally you just describing it. It's your story about what has actually happened. It's like, no, I said X, I said that I would do 10 and I came in with 9. Um, but yeah, you go in and you don't wait for them to yell. You say, I promised 10, I did 9. What the impact is on that person and on me and on the world, and what possibilities am I going forward for the future, and what am I committed to doing, what new action am I committing, what new promise am I committing to making. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't have much more time than that, and I don't think that person does either. They just want to make sure that you get the impact of coming in with 9 is not 10 and 90% is not. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's, where do you see the development in that? It's nothing wrong or bad or anything. Like, it doesn't go on a permanent record. It's just like that one person matters.
Specific course or auditing action where someone sits you down and tells you that you can't believe in a higher power. But it is wholly inconsistent with the beliefs of Scientology to believe in a supreme being or a heaven or a hell or in a prophet or anything. So, in a very real level, it's just not possible to be a Scientologist and believe in any other organized religion. Now, that has not prevented Louis Farrakhan's Nation of Islam of become many of members of that organization have become Scientologists, even though it's not possible. So something is happening that I'm saying isn't possible, and there's something to explore there. But I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, you can't.
People, landmark people will tell you that out of their participation, out of their participation, most of them end up will tell you that whatever their God or their higher power is, it helped them get closer to it. There's like, again, landmark. I think landmark holds the line in being too weird, and I think the eccentricities of its founder.
He said too weird. And he was saying earlier that he's upset that he didn't know that Warner was the founder of Est, which then got sold to Landmark Worldwide. Um, I don't know why you need to know about that, but that's fine. No one was stopping you hiding who Warner was, you could always have looked up, who created or what turned into Landmark Forum or the Forum by Landmark, and it's like um you'll find out S, and then like who created S, and then you'll find out that like if you look, Tony Robbins like was literally learned probably most of what he knows from Warner. um and look, Warner learned it from a lot of books, learned it from a lot of Buddhist temples. um he put in the work. We don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Get all over the business operations and are unhealthy and are called.
Yeah, the business operations are super great. And they keep using the word panicking. It's like that's how it's occurring to you as they're panicking. They're not necessarily panicking. That's just how you're experiencing that. And sure, they're dealing with stuff too because they've never been in that position either, but they are trained to be in that position.
Guilty and definitely high control. And they
Nothing culty about it. It's all just like, oh, we go to the same grocery store, so we're in a cult. It's like, no, like it's so far away from a cult. It's not even funny.
change it because there is a lot of good in the organization, and there is, but you also have to deal with why would they not give you informed consent? How do you get stuck?
Informed consent. I don't know. Everyone chooses to be there. At the end of the forum, I got free choice and enlightenment, and then everything I did after that was my choice. I didn't do the advanced course right away. If I could redo it, I would have done the advanced course right away. And everything that we do, whether we choose to work there or assist or do whatever, it's all free choice.
Into this thing and then find out as it goes on more and more truths, more.
Oh yeah, and I have nothing to do with Landmark. I don't represent them at all. I don't make any money off of them. Nothing. There's no affiliate link down below. Um, they promise more and more as things go on. It's like it's just in agreements and conversations and training and development, and yeah, it's probably more than you've dealt with before, but guaranteed Brian will go on within, if he's not already, he is already, finding an opportunity that works for him, and he makes what he wants to make and is in love, and all the things are working in his life, and that is due to even that 26th year of training that was challenge for him. And yeah, I don't know if he left early, in which case, that would be part of it. It's like get complete with you leaving early, like just say I left early, and then I mean you don't have to do that. I'm just saying I would be like, I broke my commitment, and what can I do to make it up? And the answer is probably nothing. It's all good, whatever. Um, but just coming to grips with that and getting complete with any grievance or complaint or whatever, because it's really all inside of like a story or descriptions of what we're actually seeing, which is he said, she said, actions.
you, you find yourself the deeper you get in situations that you learn about things like the fact this man left his family. I find out about that after I'm already.
Okay, all right. So Warner, yeah, so left his family.
All these people in my programs and everything around me. That's not informed consent. And then you have to kind of deal with yourself, like, what is this? And you kind of make peace with it and you move on. And then there's another effed up thing. And then you have to work it out. And you kind of go, I trust them. And they're usually pretty.
Oh, I didn't rewind it. Yeah, so Warner had broken up with someone with kids, and then went with someone else, and then came back to his original family, and atoned and told them everything and took responsibility for everything, and now they all have a great relationship. Like there's no issue whatsoever. So yeah, people are capable of taking responsibility for stuff,
They act
and that doesn't change it, but at least they could attempt to clean it up and ask for forgiveness.
in a level-headed manner. So you kind of go, okay. And then at some point, it's like for me and Stephen Hassan, who I believe you talked about his book. I watched him.
Not meant to be a pleasant conversation. Stephen Hassan is Hassan, bite, behavior, information, something else, and emotions. It's none of that. They don't control your behaviors whatsoever. If you chose to work there, you should know the hours, you should know the responsibilities of your job, you should know what happens if you miss your responsibilities, and ideally you set yourself up blasting through your targets, doubling, tripling your targets so that you never even have that kind of conversation. But ultimately, it's just a conversation. So if someone was yelling at someone, it's literally just a break open. It's not, and that person left with the breakthrough themselves. Um, no one's left having being not saying everything that they want to say in a conversation. They're not like booted out of the office, yelled at, and then booted back out.
A couple times on my channel too.
He's amazing. And he said, it could just be that this group is lying to you, and that's enough. And for me, that was enough.
I'm not sure who he was talking about there, but he's like, if they're lying to you, that's enough. And like, there's all these things because of a recent lawsuit that they're lying to you. Like, no, it's they're a business that does a lot of business globally. They have lawsuits to deal with. They deal with them, and then they revise, revamp, reinvent, transform whatever they need to do to ideally not deal with that again. They're a 34-year-old business. They're not going to um just allow something to repeat when they're literally the people that are teaching that. It's like stop the patterns that aren't working for you.
When I could feel it in my bones that something was not being said, and I was being asked to do things that were not truthful. And I don't know if it was like this big international.
Again, another exaggeration. I was being asked to do something untruthful. Okay, tell me, please. What exactly did you do that was untruthful? No, you felt that way because of the lawsuit, and you didn't get a full answer on that, and then you left the company and go on.
Like they're going to do a vow documentary on it, but so many people have been led to that, and they spend their life doing all this, and then they didn't change the whole world. The company kept going down. They were being
Uh, yeah, I mean, look, the world's not gonna, Rome wasn't built in a day. The world's not gonna change in a day. He's saying that the company's going down, like not at all. Yeah, maybe they have way fewer employees. I mean, look, we used to have the assisting agreements to like line up all the chairs, set up the chalkboards, write on the chalkboards. Um, all the things, get the lectern set up, get tissue boxes ready, get I mean, these are good tiers, you know what I mean? Um, but having all that stuff prepared and now it's all digital, so we don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. So like they're just super efficient now. Um,
being pressured the whole time, and you're left in this spot. Like, wow, how did I get here?
I mean, that's the first question in the forum is like, what kind of a being is a human being? How did I get to where I am now? And very soon, if not, no, already Brian is clicking that he is putting his training to maximal use. Like he is probably the most effective person in his life, and a lot of people are probably relying on you, Brian, and that's amazing. You're inspiring all those people. Um, and I want you to get that 26th year that you put in working there is showing up in your life right now.
Right.
And so all the stuff everybody's saying and these other, they say it's good to listen to the other groups talk. I can't relate to some of the things you went through growing up in Scientology. However, I do believe many of the people's children who their parents were this.
You can't relate, but you can certainly like really get it.
So can completely relate to what you're talking about.
Oh, children of parents who were wrapped up in landmark for their whole lives.
Yes.
Oh, that's
there is.
thing.
Some have fine experiences with that. Others have real.
Yeah, that would just be a story and a mindset and something like that. I mean, Scientology is what I could tell. Like you're actively involved for a decently long period of time. It didn't say it was always a billion-year contract. That's like the C origins or the C organization or something like that. But the idea is like you stay active for a long time. Like Landmark's just like just do the forum and the advanced course and that's it. And it's like you want to do more, there is more. You know, make sure you have your finances right. You're giving yourself some free time and just know that this commitment is this amount of hours per week or for 13 weeks or per you know 6 months or a year, whatever the commitment, 2 years, whatever the commitment is, and just be present to that. And like, I mean, it's not really a good idea to just like break your promises. If I'm gonna do this for 13 weeks, it's like just like do it, like work your life out to do it. And if your finances and your free time isn't there right now, then like get that there and make sure you're sacking away 10% of your income and putting it away somewhere. And and then you'd be glory. The 10% deal is from Richest Man in Babylon.